So in case of this different databases in bioinformatics, we have to first see what is a database or what is a data. Here you can see an explanation of most of the terms. As far as the database comes from the word data. What is a data? Data is a fact or data is a figure. For example, names of different students in this class. അവിടെ സംസാരിക്കില്ലേ? So names of different students in this class is a data. The mark in various subjects for different students is a data. So all these are data. So data is basically facts about some situation. That is what we call a data. And if you, for example, in case of this, when we are taking, you take your attendance register. It contains the names of all the students. But that attendance register is arranged in a particular way. Most of the time on the basis of your class number. Sometimes on the basis in an alphabetic order. So when we are arranging this data in an alphabetic order, then it becomes more useful to find out the information easily. Then we call it as a database. You have the names of 40 students in this class, and if you are 34 students in this class, and you are arranging the data in an alphabetic manner, then we can call it as a database. What is the advantage of that? If you want to find out the name of one particular person, you need to check that particular level. So that is the advantage of arranging the data in a alphabetic order or in a chronological order or in a sequential order. So in whatever order you are arranging it, arranging the data in a suitable way will be helpful in finding out the information very easily. Then we call it by the name database. So a data arranged in a suitable way becomes a database. Now here there is one more term, biological database. So here the explanation is given. So database in which biological data, for example, blood group of different students in this class, that is a biological data. Height of different students in this class, that is a biological data. So database about biological things is known as a biological database. Or database of the genes of you, it's a biological database. So here you can see that objectives of biological database is that to make all relevant data available at one place. That is one advantage. To store information easily, that is another database, another function. Then to make biological data available to scientists. For example, one person in America will be working on certain data, and he has found out the information on one particular species of insect, or one particular species of spider, or one particular species of fish or crab. So if he is uploading that information into a world database, another person sitting in India or in America or in Australia or in Africa can immediately find that information. So that is the advantage of storing the information in a way. For example, in case of spider, we have a database called Wild Spider Catalog. And if you go to the Wild Spider Catalog, immediately I can find out if I got a new species, or I got a species of one organism, one spider from here. I go to the internet and check out whether this species is listed in Wild Spider Catalog. Okay. And if it is listed in the Wild Spider Catalog, that will be showing what are the scientists who have studied about that particular species. Maybe sometimes 5 reference may be there, sometimes 50 reference may be there, sometimes 100 reference may be there. That, for example, if only 1 or 2 references are there, that means that species is very poorly studied. So in that way, we will be able to get a lot of information about that species. Then updating information. For example, if I am uploading some new paper, that paper will be on one particular species. The Wild Spider Catalog will be immediately showing my paper in its site. So people who are working on that particular species will be knowing that this scientist or this person has made a study on this particular species from Kerala. So that is the advantage of updating this information or keeping this a build database. Now here you can see that there are different types of database. We have biological database can be broadly divided into, one is generalized database, other is specialized database. Generalized database means it will be containing wide range of information, whereas a specialized database will be having only a special data, for example sequence data or the database of the structure of a protein. These are all specialized, these are all generalized database. Then we have also specialized database. For example, a database about a certain diseases, database about the viral diseases, or database about Mendelian diseases, database about metabolic diseases. All these are special purpose database, and then we call it by the name specialized database. So that is one important difference between generalized database and specialized database. And normally, normally we can see that all these database, all the worldwide database will be having a hard link internet connection. That is, if one person is finding out some information in Japan, that information will be immediately updated in the database available in Europe or in America or in India. That kind of connection is known by the name hard link connectivity. Then we have different types of database again, that is primary database and secondary database are different types of database about which we will be coming. Now this is what we have to mainly study. What are the different types of database? One is NCBI, DDBJ, PDB. So already you have some idea if you have studied about the DNA sequence. So going to the NCBI, NCBI stands for National Center for Biotechnology Information. It's an institute in America, and that is why National Center for Bio, and it's a very big institution, and that is coming under the United States National Library of Medicine, NIL, or National Library of Medicine, and the place is Bethesda in Maryland, and that was founded in 1988. That is regarding the location of the NCBI. Now in case of NCBI, NCBI has a database called GenBank. Advantage of GenBank is that GenBank will be storing numerous information, thousands of data regarding the different sequences produced by different scientists worldwide. So if you go to the GenBank, we will be getting a lot of information. So GenBank is actually simply a storehouse of all the genetic data. So that is the importance of GenBank. They have a large storing capacity. So they are storing all the information, whether it is useful or not, they are simply keeping it there. So GenBank will be having a search engine. That search engine is known by the name NRES. So if you go to the NCBI, you can see that if you type the word NCBI, you can immediately see that they have a lot of information, and there are certain sites called see if you type the name, for example insulin gene of human beings, immediately it will be bringing the information available on that particular keyword. See human insulin, what are the different works that will be conducted there. So lot of such information will be immediately available in the GenBank. So that is the, here also you can see that if we go to the insulin, again select that insulin, again it will be finding out different types of information. You can see that, see the insulin gene of Octadon, insulin gene of Epilepsia, insulin gene of camel, insulin gene of Homo sapiens. So that is bringing information about lot of animals. See how many animals? 231,000. That is the number of animals listed here of about which insulin gene information is available in GenBank. So that will be giving a lot of information. That is the advantage of NCBI. Now NCBI also provide certain other like online Mendelian inheritance in man. That is another site of this NCBI. Then molecular modeling database, unique human genome sequence database. So NCBI has a lot of different sub databases. That itself is then gene map of human genome. Then taxonomy browser. Taxonomy browser will be give, for example, here the when I first take the word without the searching, here you can see the taxonomy. See if you select the taxonomy, it will be showing the taxonomical information about that. But there is no. I will Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens, that will be, see, Homo sapiens, that is a taxonomy browser. See, Homo sapiens, here you can see that Eutheria, then primates, then simiformes, hominidae, then hominidae, Homo. How this information, what are the different subclasses coming under that? And what are the different genera, order, all are listed here. So that is the advantage of taxonomy browser. Taxonomy browser will be giving a lot of information. Then NCBI also has a site called BLAST. Now how I will show you how this BLAST will be working. For example, and this is the site called NCBI. From this site I am going to take some information, and here you can see that this is an information available in NCBI, and I am taking this this information from here. Just copy paste this information, and we are using another site called NCBI BLAST. NCBI, we are taking the NCBI BLAST and we are pasting that information in the NCBI BLAST. You can immediately find out this is an unknown information. And if you go to the NCBI, this is how the NCBI BLAST will be appearing. Now if here put this link, what is this? This is the FASTA sequence that I have collected here, and just submit BLAST. You can immediately find out that this is the information about KJ94236. See, in 2 seconds, 2-3 seconds, it will be, see, it will be showing what are the different sequence. Some will be having 100% similarity. How much? See, this is the same sequence. Homo sapiens KIDD blood. See, this is the same thing that has been collected. Homo sapiens KIDD blood group protein. See, that same thing, it is showing 100% similarity. Other sequences are there which are showing only 99% similarity. So that way it is very easy for us to find out what are the similar sequence present if we got 1 or 2 sequence. Here you can see the appearance of NCBI, already you have seen that. Then another similar site is known as the DNA Data Bank of Japan. This DNA Data Bank of Japan is also somewhat like this. Basically what they are doing is that DNA database of Japan is a data bank located in National Institute of Genetics in Japan. The purpose and function of DNA Data Bank of Japan is also same, but it is abbreviated as DDBJ. DDBJ means DNA Data Bank of Japan, and it is funded by Japanese Ministry of Education Culture. Then it was first started in 1986 at NIG. NIG means National Institute of Genetics in Japan. So that's other than that, everything about DNA database of Japan is similar to how the NCBI BLAST or NCBI GenBank is working. Then Mendelian inheritance in man, and this is an online Mendelian inheritance in man. And on Mendelian inheritance of man will be containing information of 12,000 genes, OMIM. If you go to the OMIM, see OMIM if you go to the OMIM, you can see the Mendelian inheritance, online Mendelian inheritance of man. And if you want to donate, you can donate. I am a poor person, so I don't donate. So that's why. So if you go to the online Mendelian inheritance of man, you can get information regarding different type of this. For example, I am typing phenyl ketonuria. Whether it is a phenyl, no, there is no information about that. Then we will get Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome. If it is see, lot of information will be available. So this is the advantage of using this online Mendelian inheritance of man. And regarding that, the first it was a textbook published in 12 edition. Okay. Okay. വെള്ളമൊക്കെ കുറെ കുടിച്ച പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് കാര്യം ചുമച്ച് തന്നെ പോണം. മിണ്ടാതിരുന്നാൽ കുഴപ്പമില്ല. Yes. Okay. So so in case of this Mendelian inheritance of man, what I was telling is that first it was like an encyclopedia. There was 12 edition and that was published in 1966 and 1998. It was in 1985 the online version was started. Then after that this online Mendelian inheritance is now available. Then in 1995 the World Wide Web of NCBI has introduced the online Mendelian database. Here you can see that. So these are the different types of database available